What's cracking, guys? Today, we're talking about probably one of my most favorite and your favorites. Not YouTube's favorite, but certainly a favorite of anybody else in the industry. And that is Lewds. And more specifically, the power and impact that Lewds have on anime. Now, I know a lot of y'all are like, no, but we already know that Lewds stuff is quality content. We already know that. But I just wanted to discuss a little bit more in depth about it, about how much of an impact it truly does have on the community, and maybe some stuff will surprise you. Now, before I get into the specifics of anime stuff here, I thought I'd share some interesting statistics on just how popular Lewds are in general. It's estimated that the entire internet is roughly 5 to 15% porn. Now, I know a lot of y'all were thinking, well, isn't it 50%? Well, that's just not true. I mean, there's so much dogs and cat pictures out there now and just random garbage of other businesses and websites. Well, it's just all that freaking beautiful quality content can't keep up with all of it. However, I will say that it takes up at least 30% of the entire internet's bandwidth, with probably only YouTube, coming out on top. In fact, the entirety of Netflix, Amazon's, and Twitter's internet bandwidth combined does not add up to how much all of the quality off-brand movies that you see on the internet. Doesn't even come close there. And just compared to Hollywood here, there's roughly about 600 movies every year, and it makes roughly about 10 billion in profits. While the porn industry makes about 13,000 films and makes roughly 15 billion in profits. So it's even bigger than Hollywood. In fact, it makes more money than Major League Baseball, the NFL, and the NBA combined. You're probably going, Noble, that's a lot of quality content! And yes, I will agree, that is a lot of quality content out there. Lots of stuff goes into that. It's huge. This industry is huge, and you can tell that, yes, this has a huge impact on anime too. And not just the off-brand anime industry. I'm just gonna flat out and tell you that a lot of anime out there has ecchi elements inside of it. In fact, a lot of the top anime usually have some form of ecchi stuff going on in it. And there is quite specifically a reason for this. And no, it's not because they just want to make their pee-pee hard. It's because it drives up the user base interest in the show. Yeah, that's right. It gets more people interested in it. And that is specifically because Lewds stuff enhances a lot of anime. It makes sometimes good animes great. There's a lot of anime out there that probably would have just been forgotten if it was not for the lewd element inside of it. I'm gonna tell you right now, stuff like Monster Musume, High School DxD, this stuff probably wouldn't have gotten much of anywhere if it wasn't for the lewd elements inside of it. And that is because the lewd elements were done well. High School DxD, for example, went over the top. And, well, yes, it did show a lot of good quality images that I can't show on YouTube. But it did so in a funny and entertaining way that was also relevant to the plot. And then Monster Musume, well, I mean, that one kind of speaks for itself. It's basically you're looting these weird monster girls. And that itself acquired a lot of eyes. Let's just say that. Hope you would think I was gonna go with something lewd of that. But those were anime specifically at the ecchi genre there. What about stuff that's not exactly there? Well, let's take, for instance, everyone's favorite anime of all time. Sword Art Online. Yeah, you guys guessed it. You guys guessed it. While this wasn't necessarily ecchi, it certainly had some elements to it from time to time inside of it. I mean, like, quite a lot of them. I mean, just for example, let's go with tentacles and poor silica. Let's go with Seasons 2 incest is wincest. And, you know, the whole bad guy plot line of trying to basically NTR the girl. I mean, there's a lot of lewd elements inside of this. And while I won't say it was because of the lewd elements, I think it was more due to the fact that it was you being stuck inside of a game and that it would cause you to die that game that shows so much popularity. But certainly the waifus helped immensely. It's no mystery why harems are so popular. Alright, you always see a new anime harem, sometimes multiple new anime harems every anime season. It's because it's a huge otaku fantasy to have a bunch of waifus surrounding them at all times. And heck yeah, I'm gonna talk to girls too about the reverse anime harems. It's a lot of fantasies for them too to have a bunch of cute guys surrounding them. This doesn't just go one way about girls, it goes doubly for husbandos as well. Why do you think Yuri on Ice was so popular? Was it just the ice skating? Do people just watch that show just for the ice skating? I don't think so. And just like Free, I am pretty sure people didn't watch that Free just for the swimming. I don't think it was just the swimming. Those anime got huge. Absolutely enormous because of the ecchi element inside of it. And let's just say the anime industry is very well aware of all the fan art of Lewds and also doujinshis that go on around it. Now, I know some of you may not know what a doujinshi is, and bless your heart, you are so sweet and pure.
But I'm here to corrupt you boys, sit down!
To sum up what a doujinshi is, it's basically just a fan manga of an anime series, like a parody or something of the sort. And no, it's not necessarily lewd, all you freaking dirty minds out there. But let's be honest here, a lot of doujinshis are, everyone knows what they are because of the lewd stuff. And I'm just gonna flat out say that when this stuff is sold at like comic-cons and stuff like that, it's pretty much breaking the law. Especially even fan art that's being sold for profit as well. But you know what? The anime industry, they don't care. In fact, they encourage you doing this. Even if it breaks copyright laws, it's helping them immensely. Because it's raising awareness of the show immensely. The more people that see this stuff, that come across this stuff, are more likely to watch the actual source material and buy goods from them. And yes, piracy is probably still around too for the exact same reason. Because while it is illegal and they don't like it, it still raises awareness of the shows, and there are still more people likely to watch the actual show and pay them money because, you know, they like it. A lot of you people probably never would have even known about anime or even got into it if it wasn't for the fact of how easy it was to find online. And the same goes to show with how easy it is to find all the lewd stuff in anime that goes around. I'm sure you see lots of lewds out there on the internet. You don't even have to try looking for it. You find that stuff all over Twitter. Because Twitter shares whatever your friends share and you just see those lewds, you're like, ah, that's pretty good. The more people that see that lewd stuff is the more people that will get interested in where it came from and will actually help the show. Now, there is such a thing as too much fan service can indeed ruin an anime out there. And I mean, not all harem stuff is great, okay? Not all that ecchi stuff is fantastic. There's a lot of bad stuff out there, I'm just going to say. I mean, if you guys know of School Days, that's one of those where it's just like, this is absolute trash. And it's not just because of the ecchi element. I think that one's more just because of the god-awful ending. But if you guys know about something that's a little over the top, like, I'm just gonna flat out say Ekin, man. That is just... what on earth? Now, I don't want to call out everyone's favorite, like, guilty pleasure anime or things like that. I'm sure some of y'all have some favorites out there. I know Kiss Sis is sometimes on the gray area of people either love it or freaking hate it. But, yeah, there's plenty of stuff out there that's just a lot of fan service, but not a lot of substance to that plot. However, stuff that actually does have substance usually rises to the top. Like, looking at Overlord there, that stuff got pretty ecchi in the beginning there. Hey, there was some definite ecchi elements. Even My Hero Academia has its elements of ecchi in there. Like, it's no joke, dude. Ecchi stuff is fantastic. People just love fan service, man, and I'm not just gonna talk about, like, just the girls in My Hero Academia there, like, in their cheerleader outfits. I'm talking about, like, the guys that always lose their shirts when they're fighting, too. That ecchi stuff is present. And I don't even have to cover Fairy Tail, okay? Fairy Tail, like, it's got some good plot in it. It's got that friendship power, but oh golly, does it have both sides of fan service going on 24/7 too. Now, I'm just not gonna say, like, fan service alone makes a good anime. I mean, obviously, there's still plenty of good anime out there that have very little to no fan service at all. But my point was just to say that fan service actually helps improve a lot of anime out there. And it helps them grow and reach a wider audience, which is why you will always see it. Because it helps drives view and viewer interest. They like that romance element in it. And usually when you see some romance stuff going on, usually some ecchi stuff follows along with it. So I hope you enjoyed my thoughts on the power of anime Lewds. Did you guys take home anything? Do you guys actually agree with me? Or do some of you disagree? Do you guys have any varying thoughts? Please share it in the comments below. Have a nice, well-educated discussion. I look forward to seeing what's going on here. And once again, thank you so much for watching. Leave a like, subscribe for some more quality content, and I hope to see all of you beautiful sons of guns again next time.
You crazy mother.